Greetings, members one and all of the Salivation Nation. Another example of manipulation in the silver and gold markets. Let's explore. Yes, this comes to us from CNBC. Another ex-JP Morgan precious metals trader pleads guilty to spoofing and to cooperating with the feds. Let's see how deep this goes. This was alerted to me by several members of the community, which I certainly appreciate. So this is from CNBC. Former JP Morgan's precious metal traders pleaded guilty Tuesday to criminal charges of manipulating the precious metal markets for 9 years. Christian Truns, who's 34 of London, is cooperating with an ongoing federal criminal investigation. The Justice Department is conducting multiple criminal investigations into big banks with the cooperation of traders who have pleaded guilty to spoofing related crimes. So this is another one that pleaded guilty, but it never seems to go to the top. And also, we have to kind of keep into perspective on what this means. But this has been happening for 9 years, marking the latest in the Justice Department's crackdown in the commodities markets. Christian Truns, who's 34 years old of London, is cooperating with an ongoing federal criminal investigation, the Justice Department said. He pleaded guilty to 1 count of conspiracy and 1 count of spoofing in the U.S. District Court in Brooklyn. Spoofing is a strategy that involves placing trade orders with the intent to cancel them before they can be executed. And that's basically short-term manipulation of short-term trades, which is really not terribly uncommon in other markets as well. So that is the sort of, not that that's legal and should be done. Most of us think of spoofing as getting phone calls from telemarketers and scammers where they utilize a local number to do it. Basically, fraudulent type of activity that we see going on. The goal is to affect the price of the commodity and benefit a pre-existing trading position. Wonder if there's insurance for that. I guess there is for hedging that the bullion dealers have. In this guilty plea, Truns admitted that from approximately July of 2007, through to August 2016, he placed thousands of orders that he did not intend to execute for gold, silver, platinum, and palladium futures contracts, according to officials. Truns, who earlier today resigned from his position as an executive director at JP Morgan, said he learned to spoof from more senior traders and spoofed with the knowledge and consent of his supervisors, according to the Department of Justice. JP Morgan declined to comment. We saw this in this exact same story from a prior video that I did on this from another case. JP Morgan declined to comment. The Justice Department is conducting multiple criminal investigations into big banks with the cooperation of traders who have pleaded guilty to spoofing-related crimes. In the past 5 years, federal prosecutors have brought a total of 12 spoofing cases against 16 defendants. Truns' guilty plea marks the second former JP Morgan precious metal trader to admit to spoofing in the past 10 months. John Edmonds, and that's the one I had talked about before, who was 37 years old, pleaded guilty in October in Connecticut federal court to working with other unnamed co-conspirators. Of course, co-conspirator is totally redundant. A conspiracy by its very nature always involves more than one person to manipulate the prices of gold, silver, platinum, and palladium futures contracts between 2009 and 2015 while employed at JP Morgan. Edmonds, like Truns, admitted learning the illegal trading tactics from senior traders at the bank and to use those tactics with the knowledge and consent of supervisors. Edmonds, who has yet to be sentenced in his criminal case, and several other traders who likewise have pleaded guilty to spoofing-related crimes are also cooperating with federal prosecutors in ongoing probes of major banks. This could take a while. Truns' sentencing is not scheduled until February of 2020. That's next year. And it's going to probably be a pretty wide probe, but this may lead to something big, but maybe not. Because this is not new. People to get caught for trading, and of course to try to manipulate a deal, they always rat out the higher ups if there is such thing going on, and say, well, I did it, but my bosses knew about it, or what have you, or they're involved in it. It's something that I find it hard to believe that really they could get away with too much of this. And by the way, this is just on the shorts market, I mean, and which has, even if this manipulation, well, obviously this is happening, what's going on, this I don't believe is terribly uncommon and has a minimal effect on the price of gold and silver, especially through the long term. And also other commodities. I'm sure this happens in other commodities as well. Last February, JP Morgan first mentioned the legal actions in a financial disclosure. Various authorities, including Department of Justice criminal divisions, are conducting investigations relating to trading practices in the precious metals markets and related conduct. The firm is responding to and cooperating with these investigations. So, I admit it, what's going on here, but again, as to what level it is and how much impact it really does have, I believe is something that has got to be investigated as well. And we should not jump to conclusions and say that, okay, they found this, and that means the true price discovery is about to occur. And I think we should be very cautious in our assessment of these types of stories. And again, it's not to say that it doesn't happen. I've always agreed with the people out there in terms of manipulation, and that manipulation does occur. But it occurs in every trading platform and practice, I believe. And who knows, it's probably even happened in the crypto markets. There's probably special ways to hide things and make things happen that can pump up the price and the like. But we'll see. It's going to be interesting to find out and see where things go from here. If it leads to actually convictions to higher ups, and if this practice, obviously, since JP Morgan is aware of what's going on here, more than likely they're going to probably be stopping it, and it's probably been stopped for a while, or at least a lot less of it. I'm sure there was probably been a crackdown, and yet, as of now, silver is still languishing around $17, although let's take a look at the precious metal prices right now, because they are moving in a way that I believe upwards when we saw before in a trajectory due to natural market conditions, or what we call, what happens in the markets, whether it be fear or psychology. Those play a much larger role. Natural market conditions, which includes, economic indicators and the like, have a much larger role than what we're talking about here with JP Morgan, which I'm sure, again, they're probably cracking down. There's probably not as much going on of it right now, but even as such, look at where the precious metal prices are. Very little movement here. We see $1,500 gold, 17 and some change silver, holding those pretty firmly, for sure. And I think that tells us that, this manipulation that's going on here, admittedly so, it is occurring, but it's not having the effect that a lot of people I find in this community and what we call gold and silver bulls, I think it is. It's not having that much effect, or as an effect. But I'm sure some will disagree with me, and I've certainly encouraged that in the comment section below, as long as it's respectful, for sure. But let me know what you think. I would like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for watching. And remember, keep stacking, keep accumulating, because even if the price doesn't go wild, we believe that gold and silver will continue to perform, especially perform during times of economic stress or the fear of economic stress. Either way, I would like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for watching, and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe. Hello, yes, this is Salivate. Can I help you?
Sir, we talk about funding for the business. They say that you need a funding for $120,000.
That's correct. That's what I would like to do. Yes, sir.
And your monthly revenue is $83,000.
That's right. 83,000 bucks.
Okay, and you are running this business for 8 years.
7 years, and I'd like to be able to run it for much longer, but I need to find out a way to legally manipulate the price of silver. That's why I need the funding. Can we do that?
Oh, okay, sir. I can do that.
You can do that, so I can just pay you to manipulate the price of silver?
I can fund you for your business, so you can do whatever you want.
Okay,
and
very
manipulate the price of silver or
right.
whatever.
Yes, well, I'd like to see if I can get you to manipulate the price of silver and wash my hands of it, just in case you get caught. That way we don't know each other and we won't be involved in a conspiracy. What do you think? Because you'll be doing it on your own.
Yes, yeah, I understand.
Will you do that for me?
What I have to do for you?
I want you to manipulate the price of silver, find the most legal way you can do it, and then if you ever get caught, you don't know me and I don't know you, okay? But I'll pay you if you I'll pay you if you escape jail time. I'll pay you with whatever the loan is. All right?
Okay.
Do we have a deal?
Then, yes, we have a deal.
All right, okay, well, that's great. All right, so let's see here. I want you to go walk down. Are you in New York City by any chance? He hung up. I can't believe it. I was just getting ready to ask him to walk down to J.P. Morgan. Oh, well, I guess it's not going to happen. I guess we won't be able to manipulate the price of silver with a scammer.